How you doing? It's your boy O Titter with my guest JJ. On today's episode of Gang Gangsta and Caviar, we're gonna talk about how children are raised with a single parent, or is it better for a child to be raised with a father in the house?
It's not a common sense.
What?
It's not a common sense.
I mean, what do you mean is that common sense? You're saying that a single parent household, as far as a mom raising a child, male or female, is not.
I mean, you can see yourself.
I'm asking you.
I mean, obviously,
I'm asking you.
You can see the outcome of you, though.
That's not. I'm asking you,
get what I'm
sir. Don't attack. I'm asking you a question, sir. Do you think that a woman can raise a child, or say raise two kids, girl and a boy, or two boys?
A woman can't raise a woman. Forget about a son. A woman can't raise a woman in America.
What do you mean?
What women do? What? Okay, statistically speaking, right? The success of a woman raising a woman to be a strong, independent woman without chaos and trauma is less than freaking 10%. Right? So if you say, you know what, let women raise other women, right? In the US itself, right? Because obviously that's your most comfort zone because you're from here, right? Is that
Jamaica.
You were here literally almost your whole life.
I'm from Jamaica, but
I didn't say you were born here. I said you were from here.
Okay.
But anywho, yeah, like I said, there's a difference between being black and being black blood, or let's say a nigga, right? So in the chances where, actually, I think we talked about this the freaking first time we met, of how grandmas are in their 30s.
Yeah.
You're a grandma, my nigga. You're a 30-year-old grandma, which means that your daughter is what? 15. Your granddaughter, 2. Last time I checked, her grandma's supposed to be a wise woman.
60.
I see grandmas at a strip club. We see grandmas at strip clubs, bro. You're supposed to be cooking, teaching a woman how to freaking bath properly, clothe properly, freaking have some type of modesty. Fuck out of here. Women can't forget about women raising men.
Right.
Women can't raise women.
You think it's a cultural thing? Because I think it depends on how that woman was raised. Probably can raise a daughter. Like with a lot of cultures, certain traditions, it gets broken down and given down, and then that's how, like, you have, like, say for instance, Africans, for instance, a African woman, she's raised by her mom and given these traditional rules.
Used to.
Oh, so it's not like that anymore?
America has its own culture. One thing I've noticed in my studies of cultural history and the identity of people is that you only have that outside of America. You get what I'm saying? I grasp the idea that a culture is actually a country. A culture isn't a group of people or an identity or a common understanding of people. Because when I came to America, which was early 2006, right? We held on to quote unquote our culture as long as we can, right? And the funny part is that you can ask this to any person that was born outside of America and that came to America before the age of 10. That person has a classy type of a woman, right? Or a son that understands, I'm supposed to take care of a woman. That's my image. Me as a guy, my first purpose of life outside of religion is what? To maintain and protect a woman. Do you have to be my sister? No. Do you have to be my wife? No. My initiative understanding of that is that we're supposed to protect you. Now you try to protect a woman. Oh my God. For example, that guy that pushed a lady, right? Because the fact that she was about to get hit by a car, got sued. You are in a society where you can't even do your due diligence. You can't be a normal person. You get what I'm saying? So culture in America is an American culture, which means the government, right? And before 1964, the rate of successful marriage in America was 90, I think it was like 92%. Now the divorce rate is 95%.
Why do you think that is?
Because America said, you know what?
Nah, you was about to say something else. Your mouth. Nah, what you was just about to say. Nah, because you about to say what you was about to say. No, you switch it up real quick.
No, I'm gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get to that.
Seen your, go ahead.
Yeah, like I said, women. Like I said, I'm gonna get to that.
Go ahead.
Like I said, America said, you know what? You can be independent. You don't need a nigga. You don't need a man. You can do everything. And women, oblivious, retarded, half of them, no offense, right? Uneducated, don't understand logic and common sense. Said, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Because now I don't need a security.
Right.
I can pay my own bills and I get wigs. The depressing of this ignorance of women in this country is beyond me. For you to say that I'm independent, which you're not, because over 70% of you guys are literally in freaking housing assistant, right? And freaking some type of freaking assistant program, right? Between the age of freaking 15 to freaking 30, you at least have a kid or two that you probably don't even know the dad. So you give it to some other deadbeat. You're like, oh yeah, you're the dad. And if he kind of finds out any little thing that you're acting up, he's gonna do a DNA test just to find out that he's not, right? Women forgot what common sense was, right? Then women need to be controlled. They need to be maintained. They're literally, and no offense in any way,
Sure.
they're like dogs. And please let me elaborate on that. If you have a dog, right? Actually, you do have a dog, right? How many times do you yell at your dog out of the day? Maybe a couple of times, maybe 5-6 times.
Right.
Why? Because it tries to go up to the window yelling for no fucking reason. You say, yeah, it sits down. Women need that in their life. Why? Because if you don't yell at a woman, it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? Like, what do I do with my free time? What do I do to be creative? Nothing to clean, nothing to cook, nothing to maintain her respectful body for herself, nothing for her to teach anyone else. I've not seen a woman between the age of freaking 17 to 30 that has any lessons to teach a girl right now. There is, because all the thing that they do is, oh yeah, I mean, I need to do this, I need to get my nails done, I need to get my hair done. They have identity crisis because you're trying to be something that you're not. There was a post on, he said, how can you satisfy a woman if a woman can't be satisfied by herself? She got long hair, she wants short hair.
Right.
She got natural hair, she wants fake hair. She got natural nails, she wants fake nails. She got big boobs, she wants small boobs. She got a big ass, she wants a small ass. She got a small ass, she wants a big boob.
And I mean, like, and I get what you mean. I mean, it's to a point that I think a lot of them listen to dumb shit, or they listen to other broken or traumatized women with feministic ideas or ideals and just don't even know what they want themselves. And that's why, like, for me, I tell my daughters all the time, like, don't listen to everything certain women spew in your ear, because they could be their own problem. And because of their being their own problem, they get treated a certain way and they blame it on everybody else. So they're coming and tell you this information, and now you think everybody's attacking you or whatever. And now you start being defensive and all this, and you're gonna end up like that. But if you actually just sit and listen and, like, you know, fend for yourself, think, you know, maybe you'll see that maybe that person's been the problem the whole time, and you know, and that's not society. And that's the thing. You know, we're in society right now. It's just too much BS. I mean, we had the phase of everybody getting BBLs, right? Like, and now it went back to the phase now where women are removing it because they're seeing, like, yeah, it's not making anything better, you know? Like if you're a dancer and you get a BBL, depending on how ridiculous or how big it is or whatever, it might, and it fits your body, then it might boost your income. You know what I'm saying? But if you get it ridiculous, most people are gonna look at it like that's crazy, and so you just went and did all that for no reason. So you're not gonna really get any re-up on what you did to make your body look like that.
It's too much freedom.
Yeah, but
too much freedom causes chaos.
and I mean, I think at the same time, it's knowledge. Like you said, man, it's knowledge. It's where people got to be able to have debates and have conversation and actually want to listen. You know, and again, if you can sit with a woman and tell her like, hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with your hair. There's people paying for long hair. Like people are paying to go to the store to get long hair, but you're cutting it. Now, unless you have like a headache, you're having headaches from it being long, or you know, whatever is just getting too long and just bothering you, or not quick to just get ready to go to work, I understand. But if you're just cutting it off just because you see like on a magazine or you seen something else, or you know, then you're kind of just ruining it. You like people like natural still, you know what I mean? But here you are with maybe small boobs or whatever, and you want to go get big ones, depending on how big or how crazy it is, you know. But you have people who are okay with their bodies versus the people that feel like they have to look this way to be accepted, and then they go look like that, and then you're like, okay, why do you look like a lizard? And just, you know what I'm saying? Because
you look
like the face is just like, oh my god, how you doing? And you're like,
no expression.
Are you smiling or crying? Like, I don't know. And then, you know, and then you're like, yo, so you did all this and now people are scared of you. Like, you know what I mean? Like you were doing it to look good and now you look scared. Like if I was walking down the alley and you walked out, I'd have been like, yo, who's this vampire? You know what I'm saying? And it comes from listening to too much dumb shit. Yeah. You know, and I think like at the end of the day, when it comes to men, I think we just are realistic. Like if I'm fat and I'm like, shit, I'm fat, fuck it. Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If I got a big ass forehead, I'm like, shit, I got a big forehead, fuck it. Like I'm not gonna go look for a surgeon like, hey, how can I slice this and put my forehead like, you know what I mean? Like
I mean, now some guys are getting their freaking bones are stretched to be taller because women like taller men, but staying on the women of topics, because you guys are the problem, because I believe that women should lead and maintain society to its perfection. Because you guys are the ones that train and teach everything that's happening inside the household. Like they said, school is an environment for a child to grasp other ideas, but not to actually learn who he is. Right. You get what I'm saying? So because of that, and a little bit going back to that dog thing, is that they have, like, if you give your dog too much freedom, they don't know what the fuck to do. They'll fucking poop everywhere, make all type of chaos. Right, so it's not back to like dogs. You know how they say guys are like dogs because they sleep with everything? That's actually it's literally a natural cause for every male thing that exists, whether it's a bird, a freaking fish, or whatnot.
Here's my thing. So you just said that women are the problem in society, but you also say that they are the fix to society?
Yes.
So expound on that.
So if you understand, to put a problem away, right, you need to fix certain things, right? But if the corruption of the problem that you're having is the same thing, majority of the time, it becomes a common sense, right? So for example, the reason to why women are the problem is understanding women such as like my mom, right? Understanding women such as a woman that you probably like your mom, or the woman that you will probably most likely be with in the future, right? So in that understanding is that how does a child know what is right and wrong?
From parents.
From parents, right? Let's say, well, the dad is supposed to be there. Over 80% of the dad, I'm supposed to be the bad guy in the family. Every woman understands that. The dad is the bad guy. Me, I'm the comforter, right? So now, when you being the comforter, a child gets his best lessons when they are at peace. They learn more, they become more confident because they have peace. When your dad comes, you understand, yo, damn, that guy is, okay, like I need to straighten up. But why are you straightening up? Where are you getting this idea from straightening up? Because your mom was telling you already. Now you just doing or implying what your mom told you. So the mom is the foundation of a child's life, which every woman would agree with. right? So when you're teaching this child, hey, cover yourself. Hey, don't curse. Hey, don't fight. Hey, don't do. Yeah.
So you don't think a man could be the foundation of a child's life?
No, because the fact that the reason to why a man can't be the foundation is because that is understanding okay. So the base of a foundation means that you have to have, and from my perspective on this one, right, is that you need fear, love, right, understanding of tranquility, which is peace, right, and an emotional understanding, right. A father can give you emotional over the age of maturity. Why? Because guys are what? Logical. I can't explain to a 5-year-old what an emotion is because I don't understand that type of emotion. For example, your child is maybe, let's say that, so your child is 9-year-old, right? Say, hey dad, this guy is making fun of me, da, 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 da. Why? She tells you, you don't understand any part of her emotions. Your part is, oh, if he says that to you, tell me, talk to the teacher. Is that emotional understanding? No,
Logic.
That's just logic, right? So if a woman here is that, oh, why did he say this? Okay, so maybe try this. And then after the child tries it, they come back, that didn't work. Okay, try this. Why? Because the fact that they emotionally understanding that, right? Now, fear, right? A woman can explain a fear way much better than a man can. When I feel fear, that means you're bigger than me, you're taller than me, you can beat my ass, right? When a woman understands fears, it has nothing to do with size. It has nothing to do with the environment that she is in. It's, am I feeling safe? Which majority of kids are like, am I feeling safe? Because everything around you is big. Everything around you is dangerous. Knives are dangerous. Fire is dangerous. Stove, everything is around you is dangerous. So a woman can sit over there and get in depth into that information of fear. You get what I'm saying? And then make him comfort when he does get hurt. You know? Tranquility. Women, sadly, nowadays, they forgot what tranquility is because they don't care about peace.
Right.
They think they need peace. Like, like me being alone is peace.
Mm-hmm.
Like me working 2 jobs and try to maintain a child without a man is peace. That's not peace. That is hostility environment. That is
so like you're trying to be men in a reverse
exactly.
way.
Yes.
But they don't understand that.
Yes. So now you find in peace, a woman that is at peace is a woman that's over the age of 45. Why? Because now you're done with your foolishness. Now you understand the purpose of life. You understand, you know what? I have maybe 1, 2 kids. I want a little bit more, right? So now I need to teach everything that I've learned within 30 years. There is a philosophy that been adapted into the universe, not just into the world, into the universe, that a man isn't complete until the age of 33, and a woman isn't complete until the age of 25. And what they mean by that is because once an individual is like a flower, they're blooming, right? A flower is pretty at every stage. You get what I'm saying? But once a rose becomes rose and there's nothing else it could do, then it's complete. That for a man is at the age of 33, and for a woman is between the age of 25 to 30, right? Because that's when she's like, okay, I've done my foolishness. I've understood. Now this is where you need to start grasping the idea of family. Right. This is where you need to understand and start teaching things. Right. You can't teach things if you don't think that you are responsible women. Right. You don't understand the factors and things that have to play into your child's life to know her place. You get what I'm saying? So one thing that I always tell my sisters, right, is the same thing that my mom was telling them, but now she doesn't kind of do that, which is weird, but hey, it's America, right? Is that it doesn't matter how smart you are as a woman, right? Be smart, but let a man take care of you. You understand the world in a different environment. Because every successful man has an intelligent woman behind him. And that's because she understands that, hey, you know what? Although I'm smart, although I'm educated, I'm here to be your partner. That's why it's called partners. Not, oh, you're a man and you're a woman. No, it's called partner. You get what I'm saying? And once she's over there, she understands what the word partner is. And not, oh, I'm independent. Your mindset changes. And usually, sadly, although that used to be 25, now it's over the age of 35, which is corruption to society.
That was a lot to take in. I love how knowledgeable you are. That's why I like, having these back and forth with you. I mean, it's crazy. At first you sounded synergistic, right? But at the same time, you sound very logical, and it sounds like you love women. But I mean, if somebody didn't understand what you just said and clean it up, they'll automatically think you're, from just listening to that. But obviously, you're somebody that respect women and
100%. But like I said, even if you watch this video, and it's not gonna get to this part,
right,
because the comments are gonna go on the first 10 minutes of the video. But it's like I said, it's you have to understand that for me, when it comes to women, my expectations and my respect is so high that I don't tolerate your nonsense.
right.
I don't tolerate your bullshit.
But see, most people won't understand that. That's like, again, as a father, and you have your child, especially your sons, even your daughters, and sometimes it's even more harder on your daughters, depending, because you want them to be safe.
Exactly.
If you're telling them things and then they're with the dumb shit, then you're just kind of like, bro,
yeah,
come on, bro. Like, we ain't got time. I done taught you how to. This is not the person that I've been teaching and telling them this. Like, what you just did it makes no sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But they don't understand that. They think you're being hard on them. It's like, no, it's not that. I've taught you these things. That's like if you have a daughter, you say, hey, when you go to a party, don't drink an open beer. Don't get anything from somebody that without knowing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then they'll think, oh, you're just no, it's not that, because I know that there's sick people out there and they could do something to you. And eventually you're gonna end up having some kind of trauma, and you're gonna go through, X amount of things, if you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, and statistically speaking, all of that is 100% fact. The reason of your safety is that between the age of 16 to 25, 1 of every 3 women in society has been touched, whether molested, raped, or physically abused. So if you listen to whatever he just said, whether you're just a woman or a mother, and you imply that to your daughters, it will help them to be outside of that statistics.
Turn that alarm off real quick.
I'm in.
Just, and then.
But yeah, so
I mean, at the same time, man, it's a messed up society, and I think what a lot of people don't understand is that we're men, like we're gonna enjoy looking at women. However, some of us are more controlled. Like we're not gonna, we're gonna look at women and we're gonna enjoy it. A woman comes out half naked or she's wearing real skimpy clothes. We're gonna be like, oh, man. But we're not gonna expect that from our daughters.
right.
Our daughters wear something that's, man, you better take your ass back inside and put something on, like you got some parents that care about you or you got respect. Like, you know what I'm saying? They could do that because they allow it. We're not allowing that here, and it's, but men, yeah, but that's them. This is this house. This is this mindset mentality. Like when you get older and you want to go wear something, just know what comes with it. Like, yeah, you have where people are just like, oh, but I'm allowed to. Yeah, I understand that you're allowed to, and it shouldn't be that way. But that's how it is, unfortunately, in society. If you wear clothes that you feel comfortable in, and it's too tight, or it's whatever the case is, there's somebody out there that might feel like that gives them access, or that gives them invitation,
Yep.
and they're gonna do whatever they do, because not all men are the same. Not all men are gonna respect boundaries. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing for a dude. You think any dude is gonna go in an area with a pocket full of cash and a bunch of jewelry on and think he's gonna be safe if he goes where like there's poverty? Like if he goes there in a poverty-stricken area with a bunch of money just coming out of his pocket and something happened to him, you think he's gonna really be like, I can't believe they did that?
No,
And a logic person is gonna be like, you can't believe, so you went down to where everybody's broke, looking like that, and you didn't think that was gonna happen to you? You came back without a shoe. Like, what you expect? But that's how it is, unfortunately. Nowadays, you do have people that still have respect, but for the majority, a lot weren't taught respect, and I think that's kind of also where certain parents come in. Like a lot of fathers are going to teach respectful things, and depending on how the mom was raised, they might teach them that. But unfortunately, it's not the same that people think. And like again, you have a chick, she's at home, and you're taking care of her, making sure that she's protected. She has a single friend that doesn't have a sense of direction, and she's gonna want her to go out with her every weekend. And you might tell her, hey, listen, not this weekend, like take this weekend off. And then that friend is gonna be like, girl, he's trying to control you. And it's like, no, maybe at the same time he's trying to tell you not this weekend because y'all don't have the funds for it. Or maybe he's trying to tell you not this weekend is because every time y'all go out, something happens and he's trying to protect you. But if you're not understanding the man's position because you think you know more than him and you're taking it as nobody can control me, then at the same time, like, why are you really with that person? Because if right now you're walking down the street and some dude slapped the shit out you, the first thing you're gonna do is get on the phone and call him to come protect you. Yep. But now he can't even tell you anything for your own protection because you don't want to listen because you think it's controlling. Bro, like sometimes we all gotta listen. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Two little points. One thing first is that regardless of how beautiful that was, I don't think they understand what the word controlling is. If you look at the dictionary, the word controlling actually just means to guide. If you can't guide your wife, I don't think you should be with her. If you cannot guide your woman, I don't think you should be with her. Right. That's why I always say, if I cannot control you as my woman, we will not work out. You know what I'm saying? Because it says to influence and to guide. That's what the word controlling means. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then as you said, like she's a good woman, but then she has one friend that is, and I tell my wife, and I've done this in every relationship that I was in, right? If we're gonna be serious, you need to cut off that one, you need to cut off that one, you need to cut off that one. It's like, why? She's my friend, you're being insecure. I said, it has nothing to do with that. The thing is, you see that view of life, you see that fun of life. You know what I'm saying? Now it's not about, oh, it's my life enough. Now you are in the ideas of living that life, which you totally can. I just can't be in it. Once you're done with that mentality and you want to change your life and directions, I'm here for you. But I tell them, let's propose this. Like, let's just put this out of pause. And it's just, I don't think they understand what the word controlling means.
I mean, listen, I think some women don't understand that there's dudes out there, like, you can't make a phone call without him checking to make sure. Like, I really don't think some of them really understand manipulation.
Yes, that's what it is.
And what controlling really is, because they haven't met those dudes. Yeah. And until they meet those dudes, they'll be like, bro, you was diet, whatever I thought you was, because I met that person. And
it's just so funny because every time a woman is actually in that position where the guy's abusive and manipulative, she is more of a woman than a woman with fucking freedom. Like a woman that gets her ass beat. Right. And her friends are like, why are you letting that nigga beat your ass? Oh, because he loved me. Why? He said, but baby girl, I love you though. I smacked you because I love you. Okay. And then the one with freedom want to act.
But I'm telling you. And I mean, it's I think it's that. It's like, people think the grass is greener sometimes, but also they don't understand the experience because, you might look at some relationships, like, for instance, you got people that have like special needs kids, right? Mm-hmm. And, a lot of times I think people don't understand how much harder it is for them to parent. So sometimes you might see them drinking an extra beer or two, right, or smoking a little extra cigarette, you know what I mean?
Calm it down.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't change the fact that they don't love their kid. It's just their kid is on 10 all the time. Dang. And they have to be behind that kid. They have to worry about the kid going to open the door and run outside. You know what I mean? They got to worry about the kid. Ooh, what's this? A knife? Let me run with it. You know what I mean? Because I'm not saying that the kid isn't smarter than the average child, but there's so much more much attention you have to give.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? So you as a person is stressed out and somebody see you in the bar every week and be like, damn, you a bad parent. It's like, motherfucker, you know what I go through?
Exactly.
Like, I need this bitch. I will choke you if you don't shut up. Like, he about to be up in 2 minutes. Like, I need to hurry up and run home. Like, you know what I mean? But people don't understand those things, but because they, when you have healthy kids, and you think you got it bad.
Right.
You have healthy kids and you're kind of pissed off at what they're doing. It's like, you don't know. Like, maybe you need to switch with someone with these special needs kids that's on 10, that's just, ADHD as a motherfucker and just be, and then you might be like, I love my kids. Nah, like, you can take this one back right now. Like, I see what you go through. If you need beer, I'll go get you beer. But yeah, you know what I mean? Because now you see the situation is different, or maybe their parenting style is different because they're so used to dealing with this child.
Yes.
So they kind of, gear it when they have other kids, how they, you know what I'm saying? But again, a lot of times people just, what they see, they just perceive and just believe this is why this person is like that, and automatically because of how society is, where they don't even try to understand. I think it's the same way, like conversation just to sit there and talk instead of judging and instead of always automatically believing, you know what I'm saying? And go back to your point, I think being as a father is like, you teach your kids to just understand that life is unfair sometimes, and but you also got to be logical. Like, you know what I mean? If you're my daughter, I'm gonna tell you, like, yo, if that dude call you at 3 o'clock in the morning, it ain't for you to come over there and read a book with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you believe that, okay. But, back in the days, it used to be like, you call a chick at 3 in the morning, if something about to go down, she coming solo. The unspoken rule, if she ain't nothing about to go down, she gonna bring that friend with her. You're like, okay, so we watching movies then. You know what I mean? That was just the unwritten rule. Now, it's like you go by yourself, and then I can't believe, like, what you thought.
I can't believe this happened.
Like,
you get your dog.
You know what I mean? And then again, it's not okay, but at the same time, it's your responsibility to understand these things. Like, you can't just be so oblivious. Like, you can't be in a parking lot and just be on your phone when you know that there's human trafficking going on. Like, you just like gone in an Astro van because you was looking on the phone the whole time. Where you just heard last week that, people were getting taken. But now you just walk in the same parking lot and just been looking at your phone and don't see these 3 people right here and then wonder why you're in somebody's basement. But, again, sometimes you gotta listen. And, like I said, we'll talk to you guys again. It was a great conversation as always.
Indeed.